Tesla.
Tesla.
You hear it a lot. People want it. I think they want it because it's super sexy, right?
The branding is amazing.
It's awesome. I want a Tesla.
Sure.
That'll be my next car, probably.
They, like 3 years ago when they came out with that solar roof, that's like all I would hear about. I'd go sit a consultation and it would be, we want to get that solar roof. We want to get that solar roof. I have not seen a solar roof ever in real life. They did a really good job with that marketing.
Yeah, I mean they create. I mean it does look good in the pictures and the models that they show online. I mean so let me just tell you my experience.
Yeah,
I went to the website. So I already have solar at my house, but I went to Tesla and I wanted to look at the solar roof, and then I wanted to look at the solar panels. Okay, so that's how they classify them.
Oh, so you could pick between one or the other.
Yeah, pick between one or the other. The first thing I noticed is that it recommends your system size based on your average electric bill. And
so you upload your electric bill, or how do you do that?
No, there's nowhere to upload anything, I was kind of like, yeah, maybe, if I'm just guessing, which I guess $250 a month was a good guess.
Oh, so it's your actual cost.
Yeah, so they have you put
Gotcha.
that in there. You don't upload or give them any information, which is backwards from how we do it before we ever really would give a price to someone, because we want to be accurate. So I went in, typed in my address. They based it off the square footage of my home, what I said I was paying on average to the utility, and they spit out a system size. So now I live in Salt River Project, SRP. So it said that it was going to offset 100% of my electricity, and it was going to save me like $72,000.
Wow.
I should do that.
Wow.
That's a pretty good ticket, right?
So I guess, yeah.
Unless do you not concur with those?
Well, no. I mean, SRP and anyone who works over there understands that you never want to try and cover 100%. It's not beneficial at all. You're buying power for a higher cost. You're not using that power throughout the day when you're gone, and you're selling it back to that utility provider at a much lower cost. We just want to cover like on peak over there. So they said 100% covered. How much?
72,000
over what kind of
over a
period?
25-year period
25
on their finance option.
That's huge savings.
It is. If it was only true, it would be great.
Well, hey, so looking into this, and it was a few months ago. It looked like they are changing the way they're doing things, and now they're giving just like preset systems. You get like a 4 kilowatt, 8 kilowatt, 12. They're going up by steps of 4.
I saw something similar to that as far as what the options were, and then it would say your offset on a 4% would be 30% of your total energy use, and then mine came back that it was I'm blinking now. I want to say it was a 12.67 kilowatt system that would offset 100% of my needs.
So they're not doing just in the increments of 4 now?
So it was like 4 point something, 8 point something, 12 point something, and 16 point something. So I think they have 4 options.
So they're not customized.
No,
they
definitely
have
not.
just like this size fits anything in this range. This size fits anything in this range.
Yeah. So you could toggle between the options, and it shows you different offsets. But like my example in SRP, when I chose the smarter, more 30% offset size, the numbers were it was insane, like what they were saying I was going to save compared to what the actuality is. And so, there was no like contact us, there was no instant chat, I couldn't ask an advisor a question. So if I didn't know what I was doing and I was buying that, I think that I'm buying something completely wrong from what they're advertising.
Yeah.
If I'm uneducated, but I'm like, Tesla, it's got to be it. It's sexy.
Sure.
I love them.
Their website probably looked awesome.
It did. It looked. I wish ours looked more like that. I mean, it was really cool.
Well, they're great at that. Their branding is amazing. Tesla is like, everybody knows that name, and they have done so well with that people don't even know what they're getting and are deciding that's what I want.
Yeah.
Because isn't this correct? Do they use Hanwha?
Yeah, I used Sonaco. They switched over to Hanwha. They were with Panasonic.
Solar panels, right? So you're using the same equipment we're using.
Yeah.
So
we seem to have more of a variety as far as what we can help our customers with. We have different, panel class. We have different wattage classes. And so there was definitely, I felt limited in what I could choose. I only had a certain number of options, which is probably so you're more forced, to buy quickly. I didn't have any chat support, customer support, no number to call, no email. And then they want $100 before you go on to the next step. So you have to pay $100. It's non-refundable.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean,
to then get an official quote?
I'm assuming.
That's amazing.
I did not opt to pay $100 to find out. But
But I mean, I guess like I could see from their standpoint, like Tesla's huge. They want to streamline everything and just make it real clean and real simple. That's the thing with solar too, is it's like, it can come off as like really, really complicated. I remember getting into this industry and starting to sit some of my first consultations, and I was so excited about everything, right? So I'm, there for 2 hours just talking about things that were not even pertinent, because I was so excited about it. And of course, all I'm hearing from that homeowner is, well, we'll have to think about it. Yeah. The more streamlined we can make it, the more simple we can make it. Like, I think it creates a better experience. But there's a lot that goes into solar. So it's interesting that a company like that does seem, they're so streamlined. Hearing your experience makes it sound like they're not really fitting. They're not really getting into like what we're trying to do. What I think is like the way to do solar here.
Yeah, it was definitely not personable. It was definitely not a great explanation of what I was signing up for, how it worked, and it was confusing. And I was like, I seen the urgency was like, pay the $100, we'll figure it out. Pay the $100, and anytime that you're like, hurry and do this so we can move to the next step, I'm kind of like, no, I don't think so. So it really made me kind of value how we approach our customers and how we go about our process.
Cool.
I feel like we are streamlined too. We're not at the level of Tesla, but the customization, the personalization, the ability to interact with someone is just, we offer a better solution as far as that goes.
Yeah, that's cool. I think, like, not to gripe too much, but I got to talk about like the solar shingles, right?
Yeah.
The solar roofs, when those came out, I'm telling you, like, every person I sat with was like, we're waiting for that. We're waiting for that. And that's one thing, like, it can be a little frustrating to have a company that's our competition that's out there. We can talk about the Tesla Powerwalls. That's a totally different thing. That's a great thing. But to have a company out there that's kind of a competition who's putting out ideas and products that aren't even going to exist for 10 years. And people are waiting for that while the tax credits are going down, the buybacks are changing, and they're holding out for this thing I still haven't seen.
I would love to see, if anyone in the state of Arizona has one or knows someone who has one, reach out to us. I would love to go see it.
Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to see it. And
I would too.
Because they look awesome. They look super sleek and super sexy.
I could see why a lot of people would want one. One of the big things that we hear out there is why people are not making that move forward is the look of them.
Yeah.
The look of the solar panels.
Yeah.
So, changing that up, now that's not a problem anymore. I saw they have like lots of different types of shingles, right? So like slate looking ones, tile looking ones. So, I mean, that's cool. They give you variety. I can't imagine, and I don't want to like speak on ignorance here, because a lot of it is, I don't really know exactly what they're doing. We don't work with them.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine how much that actually costs. When they came out, remember when they did that street, like in California? I think what they had gone out and done was get some homeowners and said, hey, let us put this solar roof on your house. We'll do it for free. We want to test this out. They had that big street party. I mean, it was super cool.
Yeah, it was a cool event.
They show all the houses. They look great. They look amazing. That was their like introduction to what they were doing. I think that where was I going with this? The cost, so I kept hearing, they put it out that the cost was going to be comparable to an average roof replacement, right?
Yeah, they said on the website they were talking about a premium roof, that you have a concrete roof underneath the tile. They had a couple different options, but we saw a bunch of roof tiles at SPI when we went there last year. We saw different companies producing the panels, but I've never seen one in production. And I also thought it was like, there's a lot more parts on this than standard solar panel. There's going to be a lot more failure points.
Yeah, it's something to consider. I don't know how they're doing it. Like, obviously, like, think about like the 3 Ps, right? What people look for: people, product, and price. Well, the price on these we know is higher. I mean, I had some buddies working with Solar City back when they were a thing, who were available to do this solar roof, and it was like what you're talking about. They were redirected to a website. So, if they had a customer who's like, well, I want to look at that solar roof, they'd say, okay, well, here, go to this website, and you do it yourself. And I think that like their commissions for that were pretty low, but the price that I heard was somewhere around $60,000 for it, which to me is that's not the average cost. It's not the average cost of a roof nationwide. Now, maybe, you go to some of these more expensive neighborhoods, you're getting closer to it. So it kind of seems like misdirection to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, awesome name. like they're inspiring for sure, but being in this industry and just like seeing it day to day and reading about the things that are happening, it seems like they're kind of off doing their own thing. That's not really like, it's not really fitting into like what's really helping people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at one thing that we really pride ourselves on is our service aspect, being able to chat with our customers, help them answer any questions they have, servicing anything that might go wrong after, answering questions after install, before install. And, I'm proud of our Google review rating. We have 5 stars. That's something I'm really proud of. It probably won't be 5 stars forever because no one's perfect. But so far, we're doing a really good job. I mean, if you look at Tesla's, service reviews.
What are they at?
It's like 1.5.
Yeah.
And that for me, that would be scary. I love the sex appeal of the solar roof, but at 1.5 stars, and then like pay me some money, then I'll explain how this works later.
That's sketchy, man. I mean, imagine if we charged people to go out and do a consultation.
It'd be crazy.
But here, give us $100 and we'll come out to your house and tell you if we can do this or not.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. The review thing though, I mean, talking about Tesla, that's kind of tricky. Like, obviously Tesla's got more customers than Cheetah Solar does over time, right? And we're able to really focus on each one of our customers individually, which is great. That's what we want to be able to do. But as we grow and expand, it'll be more. I'm sure it'll be more difficult to do that. We have to employ more people to be able to fit that structure to really be driven towards customer service. But I think about like these review things. There's reasons why people call it, and there's a reason why they have that kind of rating. But how often is it that somebody has a positive experience and gets online to say, "Hey, everybody, I got to let you know how great this was."
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like, they were told, people think like Tesla. Oh, Tesla, that's what I'm going to get. They get it and they're so disappointed because of like what you're talking about. It's not custom to them. Yeah. They have an idea of what it should be, and then it's different than that idea. It's a major letdown, and then they hop online to let everybody know this failed. This failed me.
Yep.
Which is too bad. I mean, that's why like education is so important. We could throw things out there like, oh, we're doing this. We got this. And what people don't know won't hurt them until it does, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I think my experience basically going to Tesla, checking it out for myself as someone who knows about solar, how it works. I found that it was not customized to me. I found that it was a completely it was a wrong product. It was the wrong savings. It just wasn't accurate. And so
for their solar system, which is basically the same panels that we would use,
same equipment,
different sized. Let's talk about their batteries though, because we used the Tesla Powerwall.
Fantastic.
So see, they're good at some things.
Yeah, I mean, as far as technology and developing, like there's no Tesla solar panel that's being used right now. There's no Tesla branded panel. They use another supplier just like we do. But the Tesla battery is a great technology that they own, they built, they design, and we sell it, and we install it at people's homes.
The app that they use for that, so when you get this Tesla Powerwall, and they're not cheap, and I don't know if they'll go down over time, but when you get this app that you use on your phone. I forget what it is. I think it's like the average homeowner that has this Powerwall checks that app 4 times a day as it measures all this like intake of power and then what it's pushing out. Does it measure as well what the appliances in the home are using?
We could implement a device. We could use like a curb monitoring system that would do it.
Okay, so
and then it will monitor like their car as well. So if you have a Tesla car, you can see how the battery is working with that as well.
So that technology is really cool.
It is cool.
I like that kind of stuff, and that goes with the battery.
Yep.
Right. So, they're obviously very innovative. I don't know if like solar, they're doing a lot of different things. They got the batteries, they got the cars. They're doing like these huge, what are these like battery, like what do they call it? What are these big buildings that they're building
in Vegas area or Nevada? Excuse me.
I don't even know what it's called.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't.
Yeah. It's like they're making moves. I don't know if those moves are being made towards like solar itself, but the energy storage thing is fantastic. Yep. Like our grids out here, there's nowhere to store any power, right? So, it's got to be generated and transmitted like when it needs to be used. So the idea of storing energy like that, I believe is the future.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you see like APS has they had a fire at one of their battery storage solutions, 2 years ago. I just saw they had the findings come out as to why. So it's starting to be a bigger thing. Tesla is obviously at the forefront of, them, LG at the storage, kind of number 1A, 1B type of companies. So it'll be interesting to see. I know it's the way of the future. I know I'm probably going to get a couple batteries myself for my own. I think they're great products. And it'll help me save money, and because I don't plan on moving.
Yeah, like on this too, when we're talking about solar and like different companies like Tesla, I mean, there's some things that like being in this industry, we see that they're doing where we're like, oh man, like really, something just seems amiss with it. But like the thing about this industry, like I'm cheering Tesla on. I'm cheering them on. I cheer anybody on in this industry. Is what's good for the industry, what's good for the companies inside this is good for everyone, and it's good for the people here in the country. This choice that we're giving, this I see as the future. I think 20 years from now, 20 years, if you're the house on the block that doesn't have solar, you're going to be like the outcast. That's going to be the weird guy. These homes will have solar and they'll have battery walls in their garage, and that's like that will be the modern American home. Yeah,
absolutely. The cost of it is just less than what the utilities are charging.
It is. With those ROIs as well.
And that's why you see the utilities fighting so hard against it. As far as they can't, in some areas in Arizona already, people can't go solar. The utilities company is telling them, no, you cannot go solar because we don't have anywhere to put that power. We would have to spend all this money to upgrade our grid and our infrastructure to even handle more solar. So utilities are going to have to adapt, or the homeowners are going to take it into their own hands and find their own storage solutions. And I think
that's right.
The smart consumer will.
Yeah, and we'll see where that goes. I mean, I can try and forecast some future here. What will this look like? But can you imagine when the utility company says you can't put solar on your own home?
They're already doing it. It's
the crazy. Battle would be, well, hey, you don't look, if you're the homeowner and you put solar on your house and you leave for the day and go to work and you've got a power plant on your roof, what happens to all that power? You're not using it. It goes into our grid and we have to deal with it, right? And that costs us a lot of money. It's a fair argument.
Absolutely.
That's where these batteries come in. When people can store their own power, I can't imagine being in a position where that utility, that monopoly, that you bought that house and you didn't even get to choose where you buy your power, and they tell you what you can and cannot do to power your own home, to turn the lights on and run the AC in your own house. Yeah. So I hope that people become more aware that that's going on, and people start taking action a little bit more to make that choice. I want energy independence. I want my own price protection. I think everybody deserves a voice in that.
Absolutely.
There's a lot going on in our country right now. There's a lot going on in the world. That might seem like a very small thing compared to what's happening right now everywhere. But I do think, it's the industry we're in. It's what we are part of every single day. I think it's important to be aware of these things. There's so many things.
Yeah, let's say we talked about, everyone uses electricity, almost. But 99% of this country has access to electricity, but they don't have a choice in where they get it. And that's what solar gives you, is the opportunity to choose.
Yeah, I like that. So choose Cheetah Solar.
Yeah, please do.
And if you want that Tesla Powerwall, we can take care of you on that. If you want the Tesla solar panels, they're the same solar panels we're using. We'll come out to your house. We'll sit down with you. We'll make sure that what you're getting, that you understand what you're getting, and we'll make sure that we design it the right way to benefit you the most.
Hey everyone, this is Andy Hansen. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Be sure to subscribe to the Run with the Sun podcast. You can find us on Apple, Google Play, and Spotify. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to hear all of the latest content. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and lastly, go to our website, cheetahsolar.co, so you can subscribe to our monthly newsletter for all things solar. Thanks again for listening.